Have you ever wondered what a wise elderly woman could teach us about love and intimacy in a relationship? Imagine how a simple conversation could completely transform your understanding of connection and deepen your bond with your partner in today's video. We will uncover the profound wisdom of a 72-year-old woman who shares timeless advice on strengthening love and intimacy. Stay with us until the end, as these insights could change the way you approach love and communication, helping you build a deeper, more meaningful connection with the one you love. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means a lot. If you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread our message. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Comment 1 below if you agree, or 0 if you have a different perspective. Your feedback helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now let's get started. Sophia's journey to find answers in a quiet village nestled between misty hills and winding rivers lived a woman whose wisdom had saved marriages and healed hearts. Grandma Amalia was known far and wide, not for magic, but for understanding the unspoken truths of love. Miles away, a woman named Sophia sat alone in her home, staring at the space between herself and her husband. The silence between them was deafening. There was no anger, no shouting, just an invisible wall that had formed over the years, built from unspoken words, unmet needs, and routines that had Sophia's journey. A wife's search for emotional connection replaced passion. She knew her husband loved her, and she loved him too. But something was missing. That spark, that effortless closeness they once had had, faded into the background, like a song she could no longer hear one evening, as Sophia watched the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. She felt deep in her heart, a memory surfaced. One she hadn't thought about in years. Her grandmother had once spoken of a woman, a mysterious elder in a faraway village, who understood love in a way few people did. If ever you find yourself lost in love, seek her wisdom, her grandmother had said. Sophia had dismissed the story back then, thinking love was simple. But now, sitting in the quiet of her home, feeling more alone than she ever had, she realized she needed answers. She needed guidance. So with nothing but hope and a longing to bring back the connection she so deeply missed, she packed her bags and set out on a journey to find Grandma Amalia. The road was long, winding through valleys and forests, but Sophia felt lighter with each step. There was a small part of her that feared this was foolish. What could an elderly woman in a remote village possibly tell her that she didn't already know? But there was a bigger part of her that clung to the hope that maybe, just maybe, there was something she hadn't seen before when she arrived at the small, ivy-covered cottage. She hesitated. The wooden door was slightly ajar, and the scent of herbs and aged books filled the air. The place had an old-world charm, as if time moved slower here. Taking a deep breath, Sophia stepped forward and knocked gently on the door. A moment later, the door creaked open, and there stood Grandma Amalia. She was older than Sophia had imagined, with silver stray hair loosely tied back and warm, knowing eyes that seemed to see right through her. She didn't speak right away. Instead, she studied Sophia for a moment before stepping aside and gesturing for her to come in. "You've come a long way," she finally said, her voice soft yet strong. "Sit, Grandma Amalia's wisdom. Love is a river, not a rock. Let's talk." Sophia stepped inside, feeling a strange sense of peace wash over her. The air smelled of lavender and wood smoke, and the crackling fire in the hearth cast a golden glow across the room. She settled into a chair, hands folded in her lap, suddenly unsure where to begin. Grandma Amalia poured 2 cups of tea and set one in front of Sophia. "Tell me, child," she said, "why have you come?" Sophia took a deep breath, staring down at the steaming cup in her hands. "I love my husband," she admitted, "but I feel disconnected. We share a life, but we don't really share ourselves anymore. I don't know how we got here, and I don't know how to fix it." Grandma Amalia nodded slowly, as if she had heard these words 1,000 times before. "Ah," she murmured, "you are not alone in this. Many couples find themselves in the same place, living side by side but feeling worlds apart." She leaned forward, resting her hands on the table. "Love does not fade on its own. Sophia, it is we who stopped tending to it, but the good news is just as love can be neglected, it can also be revived." Sophia felt a lump rise in her throat. How she whispered, "How do we bring it back?" Grandma Amalia smiled, a knowing look in her wise eyes. "We begin by understanding the difference between love and connection, because, my dear, love alone is never enough." Grandma Amalia's wisdom, the secrets of lasting intimacy, seated by a flickering fire. Grandma Amalia listened as Sophia poured out her heart. "I love my husband, but I feel invisible. We share a home, but not a connection. Why does love fade?" The old woman smiled knowingly. Her eyes filled with both understanding and experience, because most people mistake love for permanence. They believe that once it is found, it remains unchanged. But love isn't a rock, it's a river. It must keep moving, evolving, or else it dries up. Sophia exhaled slowly. Emotional connection. Before physical intimacy. The mistake most men make staring into the fire. "I thought love was enough, but now it feels like we've just become roommates." Grandma Amalia nodded. That happens when love is left unattended. A relationship needs more than just shared responsibilities and familiar faces. It needs intention. And that starts with understanding how intimacy truly works. Emotional and psychological connection before physical intimacy. Grandma Amalia leaned forward, her voice soft but firm. "Most men think intimacy is only physical, but a woman's desire starts in her mind, not in her body. If you don't connect with her emotionally, she won't open up physically." Sophia frowned, shifting in her chair. "But we talk every day." The elder shook her head. "Talking is not the same as connecting. A woman doesn't just want words, she wants to feel seen, heard and understood. Does he look into your eyes when you speak? Does he listen? Not just to respond, but to truly understand. Does he touch you in a way that reminds you he still adores you, or has it all become routine?" Sophia thought for a moment and realised the truth in Amalia's words. Her husband spoke to her, but when was the last time he truly listened? Their conversations had become about schedules and responsibilities. But when was the last time they talked about their dreams, their fears, or even their favourite memories? Grandma Amalia continued, "For a woman, intimacy is deeply tied to how she feels emotionally. If she feels distant, unheard, or unappreciated, she withdraws, not because she wants to, but because she no longer feels safe enough to be vulnerable." "So what should I do?" Sophia asked, desperation laced in her voice. Grandma Amalia smiled gently. "You start by reconnecting emotionally before you can reignite passion. You must first rebuild the bridge between your hearts, breaking free from routine. How to keep passion alive in long-term relationships." Grandma Amalia took a slow sip of tea before continuing. "Passion doesn't die, it gets buried under routine," she said. "Most couples don't fall out of love, they just. Why routine kills passion, how to keep love alive over time, stop showing it." Sophia sat forward intrigued. But how does something that once felt so exciting become dull? The elder smiled. Because they start treating love like a checklist instead of a living, breathing thing. At first, love is effortless, stolen kisses, long conversations, spontaneous gestures. But as time goes on, responsibilities take over, and the little things that once brought joy start to fade. She set her cup down and continued. There are two kinds of intimacy: duty-driven intimacy and desired-driven intimacy. Duty-driven intimacy is predictable, something you do because you feel you should desired. Driven intimacy is spontaneous, playful and filled with curiosity. Sophia's brow furrowed so. Duty-driven intimacy feels like an obligation. Grandma Amalia nodded exactly. It's when a couple starts saying, "We should spend time together," instead of, "I can't wait to be with you." It's when physical intimacy becomes routine instead of an expression of passion. And let me tell you something, when a woman no longer feels desired, her heart begins to close. Sophia felt a knot form in her stomach. That's exactly how I feel. I know my husband loves me, but he doesn't look at me the way he used to. He doesn't touch me just because he wants to. It's almost like we've forgotten how to be excited about each other. Grandma Amalia reached for Sophia's hand. That excitement isn't gone. It's just hidden beneath the weight of the years to bring it back. You must start doing what you did when love was new. Sophia tilted her head. Like what? The elder chuckled softly, like teasing him playfully, laughing together over silly things touching him, just because sending him a message in the middle of the day to tell him you miss him. These small gestures remind your partner that they are still hidden mistakes. Men over 50. Make in relationships desired. She leaned back and asked, "When was the last time your husband kissed you just because he wanted to?" Sophia's lips parted, but no words came. She couldn't remember the last time that had happened. Grandma Amelia's voice softened. "You see, my dear love doesn't fade because of time. It fades because we stop making each other feel special. But the beauty of love is that it can always be rekindled if both partners are willing to tend to it." Sophia sat in silence, letting the words sink in for the first time in a long time. She felt something she hadn't felt in years. Hope the hidden mistakes men over 50 make in relationships neglecting emotional foreplay. One of the biggest mistakes men make in long-term relationships is assuming that physical touch alone will spark intimacy. But for a woman, true intimacy begins long before that it starts in her mind. A woman needs to feel emotionally connected before she can fully engage physically without that connection. Intimacy can begin to feel like just another routine, something done out of obligation rather than desire. Men often don't realize that small, everyday interactions are the foundation of emotional foreplay. It's the way he looks at her, the way he listens when she speaks, and how he responds to her emotions. A quick "How was your day?" without really listening doesn't count. She needs to feel that her thoughts, feelings, and experiences matter to him. A deep conversation, a genuine compliment, or even just holding her gaze for a few extra seconds can make all the difference. Women don't want to just be touched. They want to be cherished. They want to feel like they are still the most intriguing and beautiful part of their partner's world. If a man neglects this emotional connection, physical intimacy will eventually fade no matter how much he desires it. Forgetting to make her feel special in the early days of a relationship, everything feels exciting flowers, just because love notes tucked into a bag, lingering hugs that say, "I see you and I love you." But over time, many men stop putting in that effort, not because they don't love their partners, but because they assume she already knows how they feel. But here's the truth. Love that isn't actively expressed starts to feel like it's fading. Women crave small, meaningful, how to make her feel truly seen, heard, and desired gestures that show they are still valued and desired. A simple touch on her back as you pass by, telling her she looks beautiful even on a regular day, or taking her hand while walking together. These little things matter. Love isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistent, thoughtful moments that remind her she's still the woman you fell in love with. The most dangerous assumption a man can make is believing that love is self. Sustaining love needs action. A woman who feels invisible will slowly start to withdraw, and once that emotional distance sets in, bringing back the connection becomes much harder. Don't let your partner become a background character in your life. Make her feel like the leading lady, not understanding women's psychological shifts after 50. As women grow older, their emotional and intimacy needs evolve. What once made them feel loved in their 20s or 30s might not be enough in their 50s. And beyond, many men fail to recognize this shift, leading to frustration and emotional disconnection. In her younger years, a woman might have been more patient with lack of emotional connection, but as she ages, she begins to crave deeper emotional security, meaningful companionship, and a sense of being truly understood. She wants more than just shared routines. She wants shared moments that feel fulfilling and intimate. At this stage in life, a woman values emotional depth over surface-level affection. She needs conversations that go beyond the basics of daily life. She wants to talk about dreams, fears, memories, and even the changes happening in her own body and emotions. If her partner fails to engage in these deeper conversations, she may start to feel like she's living with a stranger rather than a soulmate. Understanding these shifts is not about changing who you are, it's about paying attention, adapting and growing together. A relationship isn't just about loving the person she was, it's about continuing to love the person she's becoming. When a man truly understands this, he doesn't just keep his relationship alive, he deepens it in ways he never thought possible. Grandma Amelia's practical advice, how to revive a relationship. Sitting across from Sophia, Grandma Amalia smiled warmly, sensing both the hope and hesitation in her eyes. Love doesn't disappear, my dear. It simply waits to be noticed again. She took a Grandma Amalia's practical advice. Reignite your relationship with these simple acts. Slow sip of her tea before continuing. If you want to revive your relationship, you don't need to make grand gestures or change who you are. You just need to start paying attention in a way that makes her feel cherished. Reignite emotional connection. When was the last time you really asked her how she was feeling? Grandma Amalia asked Sophia. Thought about it, realizing that most of their conversations were about errands, bills and schedules. A woman needs to feel emotionally connected before she can fully open her heart. Grandma Amalia continued, ask about her dreams, her worries, her joys, things beyond the daily routine, and when she speaks, listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Men often underestimate how powerful genuine curiosity is. When a woman feels heard, she feels loved. Put down the phone, turn off the TV, and give her your undivided attention. Those small moments of presence build trust and deepen emotional intimacy. Speak her love language. Love isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Grandma Amalia explained. Some women feel loved when they hear words of affirmation. Some need physical touch. Others feel it when you spend quality time together. The secret is knowing what makes her heart respond. Sophia nodded. She had read about love languages before, but she never thought of applying them in a deeper way. The problem isn't that love fades. It's that we stop expressing it in the way our partner understands. If your partner needs words of affirmation, tell her she's beautiful, not just on special occasions, but on an ordinary Tuesday morning. If she thrives on physical touch, don't just hold her hand when you want something. Reach for her just to remind her you're there. Love is in the details. Surprise her with small acts of love. Love isn't kept alive through routine alone. It needs spontaneity. Grandma Amalia said, do something unexpected. A handwritten letter left on her pillow, a spontaneous weekend getaway. A simple compliment whispered in her ear when she least expects it. Many men believe that once they've been with a woman for years, they no longer need to impress her. But women never stop wanting to feel desired. The happiest couples aren't the emotional transformation. From loneliness to intimacy. Ones who never have problems. Grandma Amalia said, they're the ones who never stop making each other feel special. She leaned in with a soft chuckle. Love is a dance, Sophia. And it's never too late to learn new steps. The emotional transformation. Sophia left the cottage with a newfound understanding of love and intimacy. She no longer saw love as something that faded with time, but as something that required effort, attention, and care. When she returned home, she didn't wait for her husband to change. She became the change, and slowly, like embers rekindling into flames, their love began to glow again.
Ever been told that aging means giving up on intimacy? That at a certain point, it's just not necessary anymore? Well, science says otherwise. In fact, keeping this one habit in your routine may do more for your health than you ever imagined. As we age, we become more concerned about our heart, our brain, and even our mobility. But what about our most natural bodily functions? You might not realize it, but neglecting them could actually speed up aging, weaken your body, and even increase your risk for serious diseases. The truth is, self-pleasure in your later years isn't just a guilty pleasure. It could be a life-saving habit. In this video, we're going to break down 6 critical health benefits of keeping intimacy alive in your golden years, even if it's just with yourself. From protecting your prostate to boosting mental well-being, each of these reasons is backed by science and can make a significant difference in how you feel. Stay with me until the very end, because you'll discover how this one simple habit could keep your body stronger, your mind sharper, and even add years to your life. Now let's get started. Number 1, protecting your prostate. One of the most surprising benefits of maintaining intimacy in old age, especially through self-pleasure, is its direct impact on prostate health. You may not think much about it, but your prostate is a crucial part of your body's function, and ignoring it could lead to some serious issues down the line. Studies have shown that men who engage in regular ejaculation tend to have a lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who don't. Why? Because ejaculation flushes out toxins and harmful substances that could otherwise accumulate and cause inflammation in the prostate. When your body isn't regularly clearing out fluids, your prostate can become congested, leading to discomfort, swelling, and even a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. This condition causes symptoms like frequent urination, difficulty emptying the bladder, and even pain or discomfort. Some men assume this is just a natural part of aging, but the truth is, keeping things moving regularly can help reduce inflammation and maintain better prostate function. Take George, for example, an 81-year-old retiree who spent years struggling with nighttime urination. After speaking with his doctor, he made a simple lifestyle change. He started incorporating regular sexual activity, even solo, into his routine. Within a few months, he noticed less discomfort, fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, and overall better urinary control. It was a small change, but one that made a world of difference in his quality of life. The science behind this is simple: staying sexually active, even through self-stimulation, keeps your prostate functioning smoothly, prevents buildup, and reduces the risk of developing more serious conditions. And considering that prostate issues become more common with age, this is something every man should take seriously. So if you've ever wondered whether it really makes a difference, the answer is clear: it absolutely does. And your prostate will thank you for it. Number 2, boosting heart health. Your heart does more than just keep you alive. It determines how well you feel every single day. And while most people think of diet and exercise as the only ways to maintain cardiovascular health, there's something else that plays a role: regular sexual activity, even solo. You might not realize it, but engaging in intimacy actually has a profound effect on your heart, keeping it stronger, more resilient, and better able to fight disease. Here's why: every time you engage in this activity, your heart rate increases, your blood flow improves, and your blood vessels expand, similar to the way they do during light to moderate exercise. Studies show that men who engage in sexual activity at least a few times a week tend to have lower blood pressure, better circulation, and a reduced risk of heart attack and stroke. This isn't just about momentary pleasure, it's about long-term protection against cardiovascular disease. Think about what happens when blood flow isn't optimized. Your body starts to slow down. Your hands and feet may feel cold, your energy levels dip, and your risk of plaque buildup in the arteries increases. Over time, this can lead to hypertension, clogged arteries, and even heart failure. But by keeping your circulatory system engaged, even in this simple way, you're supporting your blood vessels, improving oxygenation, and keeping your heart in better shape. Take Henry, a 74-year-old grandfather who was always active in his younger years, but found himself feeling sluggish as he aged. His doctor warned him about the dangers of poor circulation, but instead of putting him on medication right away, he suggested natural ways to boost heart health, including regular self-pleasure. Henry took the advice to heart, and after a few months, he noticed his blood pressure had stabilized, his energy had returned, and even his sleep had improved. He never expected such a simple habit to have such a dramatic impact. This is the kind of change that happens when you keep blood flowing properly. And the best part? It's easy, natural, and completely within your control. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, improving bladder control and reducing prostate issues. One of the most common yet least talked about challenges that many men face after 60 is bladder control issues and prostate health concerns. Whether it's frequent trips to the bathroom at night, difficulty starting and stopping urination, or even more serious prostate-related problems, these issues can be frustrating and even affect your quality of life. But here's something surprising: regular sexual release can actually help. Many men don't realize that the pelvic floor muscles play a key role in bladder control and prostate function. When these muscles weaken with age, it can lead to incontinence, urinary urgency, and even increased prostate discomfort. However, engaging in sexual activity, including solo activity, naturally strengthens these muscles, helping improve urinary function over time. It's essentially a built-in exercise that tones and supports this critical area of the body. Take Jim, for example, a 74-year-old retired firefighter who started noticing that he was waking up 4 to 5 times a night just to use the bathroom. He found himself frustrated, exhausted, and constantly looking for solutions. After consulting with his doctor, he learned that regular sexual release helps keep the prostate healthy by improving circulation and reducing inflammation. He gave it a shot, and within weeks, he noticed fewer nighttime bathroom trips, stronger bladder control, and even reduced discomfort. There's strong scientific backing for this. Research suggests that men who engage in regular sexual activity are less likely to develop prostate complications. That's because ejaculation helps flush out toxins and old fluids that may contribute to prostate buildup or discomfort. Simply put, the more you use it, the healthier it stays. Beyond that, regular release can reduce the risk of urinary tract infections by helping the body naturally clear out bacteria from the urethra. It also improves blood flow to the pelvic area, which supports overall reproductive health. Some men hesitate because they worry about whether it's normal at their age. But the truth is, keeping your body active in this way is not only normal, it's beneficial. It's a natural, effective way to support bladder control, maintain prostate function, and ensure that this part of your body remains strong and responsive. Ignoring prostate health can lead to serious discomfort, frequent urination, and even long-term complications. But by engaging in a simple, natural activity that your body is designed for, you can protect your health and improve your quality of life in ways you might not have expected. Number 4, boosting mental well-being and reducing depression. Aging brings wisdom, experience, and countless memories, but it can also bring loneliness, stress, and even depression. Many seniors experience mood swings, anxiety, and a decline in emotional well-being without realizing that there's a natural, built-in way to help manage these challenges. Regular sexual release is one of the most powerful stress relievers the body has to offer. When you engage in it, your brain releases endorphins, oxytocin, and dopamine, natural chemicals that promote relaxation, reduce stress, and create feelings of happiness. It's the same kind of rush people feel after exercise, except in this case, it doesn't require running a mile or lifting weights. Consider Frank, a 72-year-old who lost his wife of 40 years. After her passing, he found himself struggling with deep sadness and loneliness. Simple things like watching TV or going for walks weren't enough to lift his mood. His doctor encouraged him to find healthy ways to release stress, and one of the suggestions was maintaining intimacy with himself. He was hesitant at first, he thought, "Isn't that something for younger men?" But he gave it a try, and soon he noticed his mood felt lighter. His anxiety lessened, and he even slept better. This isn't just psychological, science backs it up. Regular sexual activity has been linked to lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and higher serotonin levels, the happiness hormone. In simple terms, it helps regulate emotions, reduce tension, and promote a more positive outlook on life. But it goes beyond just chemical reactions. Engaging in physical pleasure fosters a sense of self-appreciation and emotional connection. It reminds you that your body still functions well, that you can still experience joy, and that you are still very much alive. This is particularly important for men over 60, as many feel a decline in confidence and self-worth due to aging. The truth is, there's no age limit on feeling good. Whether you're dealing with stress, sadness, or just the pressures of everyday life, this simple act can make a difference. It's a natural way to boost your mood, lift your spirits, and remind yourself that you still have plenty of vitality left. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, lowering the risk of prostate problems. One of the biggest concerns for men as they age is prostate health. It's something that doesn't always get talked about, but the reality is that prostate enlargement and prostate cancer are two of the most common health issues in men over 60. But here's what many people don't realize. Regular sexual release may actually help lower the risk of these problems. The prostate's job is to produce fluid that nourishes and transports sperm, but when that fluid isn't released regularly, it can build up, stagnate, and cause inflammation. Over time, this can lead to discomfort, difficulty urinating, and an increased risk of prostate disease. In fact, some studies have suggested that men who engage in regular ejaculation have up to a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who don't. Think of it this way, the prostate is like a small engine. If it sits too long without running, gunk builds up inside, and it stops working as efficiently. But when it's regularly active, it stays in good shape, reducing inflammation, flushing out toxins, and keeping the entire system functioning as it should. This is something that John, a 68-year-old retiree, learned the hard way. He started experiencing frequent urination at night, discomfort when sitting, and a weak urine stream. At first, he thought it was just a normal part of aging, but when he saw a urologist, he was told his prostate had become enlarged. His doctor recommended lifestyle changes, including more regular release, to help manage his symptoms naturally. And after just a few months, he noticed a huge difference. Less pressure, fewer trips to the bathroom at night, and overall better comfort. This isn't just about avoiding discomfort, it's about preventing serious conditions before they start. And considering how simple it is to maintain prostate health, there's no reason not to take advantage of it. Number 6, enhancing sleep quality and reducing nighttime restlessness. One of the most frustrating challenges that many older adults face is poor sleep. Whether it's struggling to fall asleep, waking up multiple times a night, or feeling exhausted in the morning despite spending hours in bed, sleep issues can take a serious toll on both physical and mental health. But here's something many people overlook. Regular sexual activity, including solo activity, can significantly improve sleep quality. Sleep disturbances become more common with age due to hormonal shifts, when increased stress, and changes in brain activity. Many seniors find themselves tossing and turning, unable to quiet their minds or relax enough to drift off. But engaging in sexual activity triggers a cascade of calming effects that can help you sleep deeper and longer. For example, when you reach climax, your body releases a powerful mix of hormones, including oxytocin and prolactin. These are the same hormones responsible for that deep sense of relaxation and satisfaction that often follows intimacy. They work by lowering cortisol levels, the stress hormone that keeps you alert and restless. In other words, this natural release acts as a built-in sleep aid, helping your body transition into a restful state. Take Robert, a 78-year-old retired teacher who spent years struggling with insomnia. No matter how many changes he made, cutting caffeine, trying relaxation techniques, adjusting his bedtime routine, he still found himself lying awake at night, feeling wired but exhausted. After hearing about the connection between sexual activity and sleep, he decided to give it a try. Within weeks, he noticed a dramatic improvement. His body relaxed more easily, his mind stopped racing at night, and he started waking up feeling refreshed instead of groggy. There's also a physiological reason why sexual release leads to better sleep. The physical exertion involved lowers blood pressure, relieves muscle tension, and creates an overall sense of calm that makes falling asleep easier. It's the same reason why some people feel sleepy after exercise, except in this case, the effect is even stronger due to the hormonal response. Beyond that, research suggests that regular sexual release can help regulate circadian rhythms, the internal body clock that controls when you feel awake and when you feel tired. As people age, these rhythms can become disrupted, leading to poor sleep patterns. But by engaging in a natural activity that mimics the body's built-in sleep regulation system, you can restore balance and enjoy more restful nights. Some people assume that sleep problems are just an inevitable part of aging. But the truth is, there are natural ways to improve sleep without relying on medication. Instead of spending another night staring at the ceiling, consider tapping into one of the body's most effective natural relaxation mechanisms. It's simple, completely free, and backed by science is one of the best ways to support deep, restorative sleep. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. After everything we've discussed today, one thing is clear. Your body is designed to benefit from regular sexual activity, even as you age. Yet far too many people shy away from it, either due to outdated beliefs, embarrassment, or simply not realizing how valuable it is to their overall health. But now you know the truth. This simple natural act can support your heart, strengthen your immune system, improve prostate health, relieve stress, balance hormones, and even help you sleep better. Think about how different your daily life could feel if you had less stress, better sleep, and improved circulation. Imagine feeling healthier, more confident, and more in control of your well-being. These aren't just hypothetical benefits, they're scientifically backed realities. The human body doesn't stop needing care just because we get older. And the good news is, this is one of the easiest ways to support your long-term health. The truth is, aging doesn't have to mean decline. It doesn't have to mean losing vitality, struggling with discomfort, or feeling disconnected from yourself. The more you understand about how your body works and what it needs, the more power you have to age on your own terms. And taking charge of your health in ways that feel natural and enjoyable, that's the smartest thing you can do. So, if there's one takeaway from today's discussion, it's this: don't be afraid to prioritize your health, no matter what anyone else says. It's not about societal expectations, and it's certainly not about outdated myths. It's about you, your well-being, and the simple choices that can make a world of difference. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.